it's an Advaitist text, basically talking about the one eternal existence and reality, and how we are that. But so it's chapter 17. It describes life of a true yogi in this chapter. It's Ashtavakra, the guru, talking to his disciple, King Janaka. Okay, Baba, verse 1. I'll read the verse, and anytime you want to comment, just comment. Right.
Yeah.
All right, verse 1. The one who fully contented, with the senses purified and completely enjoying remaining ever one alone, has attained the full fruit of all knowledge and yoga. So Baba here, he's saying that someone who's attained self-realization is fully contented. You know, you talk about it as supreme peace, and that's that attained the fruit of all knowledge. As if you could have all knowledge, you've attained that, and in the process of obtaining yoga.
Yeah. So when you realize what you are yourself, you will also realize that for that existence of the self, nothing is needed actually. So thus, contentment automatically descends there. When you don't need anything, you are contented. As long as you need something, you cannot remain contented. There will be a desire to have that one. So only the self has this ability, this nature, that it exists without the need of any other second entity. It can remain alone. It alone can be existing without any other support at all. So thus automatically a contentment comes when you realize that self, when you settle into that self, being there, ultimately the mind loses all such desires or cravings, I can tell. So thus a contentment will always be there.
I'll read your comments, Baba, from the Ashtavakra Gita. You say, for a self-realized soul, solitude is not loneliness or missing something. Having attained complete awareness of the self and consciously abiding in the self, a yogi is always enjoying supreme peace. I'm writing supreme peace just to convey that there is no other peace higher than that of self-realization, as the mind is totally purified and abides in itself. It's no longer attracted to the senses. Self-realization is possible only through sadhana, when one's able to get rid of all imaginations of the mind.
Yeah, when there is no desire, because it doesn't need anything. So thus, supreme peace is also there. There was no desire. Like a loneliness doesn't happen at all. A loneliness feel is when you miss something because of a body urge and misidentification with the body as we, I. So it misses something, some companionship, somebody who can give peace, who can give a secure existence for us. So that is when this loneliness occurs. In solitude, for many, many people, solitude could be awful. But for me, since childhood, I always loved it. And I never felt any loneliness. Alone I could stay for a long time. Inside the room, inside the ashram, I never saw the outside world, except that we needed to go out to do some shopping, some groceries or vegetables for the ashram, just do the job and come back. So that is how you remain satisfied, contented, and you do not miss anything. no depression, no loneliness, nothing comes. That is because there is no need of anything. When there is a need of something, if we need peace, then that means that we don't have peace. That's why we are in need of that. Like when you are hungry, you need a food. Like that. So, but when you already have the peace, you don't need anything. You are at peace. That's what Ashtavakra tells Janaka, one who would have achieved this self-realization, so would have settled peacefully into the self. Self-realization means not that you have come to know of something. There is nothing other than you. You simply settle into yourself, that's all. Mind settling into the self, being there. So then there is satisfaction, there is contentment. But contentment is there because there is no urge for any need at all. This body needs to sustain, it needs food, it needs water, it needs oxygen. But the self doesn't need any of these things. And no harm can come to the self at all. There is no birth and no death. It has never born. It always existed. That's what you realize when you realize the self.
Baba, so through self-realization, it says in the verse that you attain the fruit of all knowledge in all yoga. So that's equivalent. The most that knowledge could do is bring peace, which is the kind of the fruit of all knowledge and the goal of yoga.
Yeah, today also with our gathering I was discussing, scriptures are there, big books are there, so many talks and question and answer. All these are to guide you towards just become quiet in the mind. That is one sentence. For that one sentence, hundreds of sentences and chapters and books have been told, written, talked, all these things happen. So when this happens, everything ends. The silence happens. The self is revealed. So you are in the self.
Baba, so it says to get there you have to purify the senses. How is that done, and what does that mean, purify senses? And
here, in a simple language, the thoughts and visions that keep arising in the mind, that are there in the subconscious state as attitude or as a tendencies. So that's what creating or inducing a person to go into such actions. So when that is controlled, that means the mind, you have become master of yourself. So you would have controlled all senses, everything at all. No need to go separately, chapter after chapter, to control this sense, this sense, nothing. Mind is the seat of order here. Through the mind only gets involved into senses. If the mind is purified, all its thoughts and visions are gone, then the mind has regained its pure consciousness form, means it has overcome the effects of all sensory organs. All senses are purified. That is what the meaning is. Mind needs to be purified, that's all. Mind purified means no thought should be there which would bother, and no such imagination should sit into the mind. No such criteria. Whatever job you do in this world, you imagine and do it. But that is not the final. You should not become stubborn. What I imagine is the only truth. So then that is the wrong thing. That means the senses are not purified. That is the reason. So if the mind is purified, senses also get automatically purified.
okay. Thank you, Baba. I'll read verse 2. The one who has realized the truth is never unhappy in this world, knowing the entire universe is filled with nothing but the self. So, Baba, the entire universe filled with nothing but the self. What does that mean?
I've been talking about this topic taking from the mind first. The world, there is a world in the mind, thoughts and visions and stories. But for the jnani, the one who has achieved self-realization or awareness, only the mind will be visible. That which has created everything, holding everything. In the same way, everywhere the self is visible, means only the space is visible. It is holding the entire universe. Whereas space is a stabilized one, just exists in itself. So thus, it doesn't create any craving for us, any happiness or unhappiness for us. When we tune in our mind to this space, supreme peace descends, all desires disappear. So that's how it gets purified also. That's what happens. So instead of becoming attentive to the things that are in the space, you become attentive to the space. Actually, we are using the space word because everybody is used to this word. But it is not space, it is the supreme consciousness of existence. It is the divinity. So when self-realization happens, this awareness comes. So you see this everywhere. I was telling another example jokingly. When you are one of the audience, you take the movie very seriously. Everything happening, good or bad, right or wrong, anybody suffering, you get panicked, you are sad and you start crying, everything happens, you are excited. Suddenly you realize you were the producer of the movie and you had directed that movie also. Then you remember how the acting was done, how the shooting was done. Then that movie loses its strength of affecting your consciousness anymore. Right? You will be laughing, anything happening. Huge cars chase one after another and it hits, and that one car jumps, somersaults several times and falls on the ground. You know it is only nobody is sitting inside, just an old car has been made to do like that one with the help of ropes and other things, and they have shot the shot and audience gets panicked. Oh God, what will happen to the hero now? He is inside the car. He is not inside the car. So like that, when you become self-realized, you are aware, you are the one who produced this universe. It was only based on the technology of imagination. In Yoga Vasistha talks, the creation has happened simply based on the technology of creativity, imagination, that is all. So no raw material has been used, simply it has been imagined. It has not been produced by using any raw material. Simply it has been imagined in the consciousness, and thus the scenario has appeared. So there is nothing to worry, that is all. So when you realize the self, this awareness will always be there. Though you will behave normally in the world, if anybody is suffering, you would like to help. Unnecessarily, the consciousness is suffering, which is not involved at all. We try to create an awareness. You practice meditation, you will also know about yourself. Oh, like this.
Thank you, Baba. I'll read your comments. Just like one realizes that it's one space that's all-pervasive, a self-realized soul is fully aware that this all-pervasive space is nothing but the self that is pure consciousness and energy. A yogi is aware that they, as the self, are filled in the universe. Such a one is never miserable. Misery happens with duality, when there is a feeling of separation. That's how a yogi is able to love all unconditionally.
That's what I was trying to tell. If you look into the matter, matter always can create cravings, unhappiness, fear, tension, everything this world means. But the space never creates anything. It is stable and one. It is single one. There is no duality because it itself is the single one. There is no other duality in the space. So thus, it is harmless. It doesn't harm you at all. It doesn't stir your consciousness also. In fact, it settles. If you tune into this ultimate truth, it settles down your mind also. It stabilizes your mind and absorbs it into that self. So thus you achieve the supreme peace, always stable-minded one, you known as. Mind becomes stabilized and at peace, always in the awareness of the self.
Baba, you use the mind and consciousness kind of interchangeably. Consciousness being, that awareness, but without any thoughts in it. But the mind are just the thoughts arising in consciousness.
Yes.
The distinction,
The same consciousness, when thoughts arise, the same consciousness, we call it as mind without the knowledge that we are calling the consciousness as the mind. We call mind, but we don't know what is it that we are calling it as mind. When you call this is a thermos, you know that you are calling this one as thermos. But here, you are calling, you have a mind. But you don't know where is that mind. What is that mind also you don't know. Simply you are calling, I have a mind. Like that. So that is actually pure consciousness. That is actually you. If you go beyond pure consciousness also, it is the self. But because thoughts are there, because of thoughts you call it in the mind. But you don't know from where the thoughts are coming. The thoughts are in you only. You have created, you have imagined, you have the creativity power. And thus it is there. And now you are wondering what has happened to the mind. You tell that my mind is stressed out. You don't know how to attend to the mind. First you remove the thoughts and then see if the mind is really stressed or does it need anything to remove that stress. Because of the imagination, it is stressed out unnecessarily. If that imagination is stopped, the stress gets over, finished.
So, Baba, the relationship of four things, you have the brain, and then you have the mind, then you have the consciousness of existence that's watching that, and then you have the self, which is watching the consciousness of existence. So, what's the relationship of these four things? Like the brain, you've said that the brain is just it's kind of holding the video, it's holding the impressions, and then the mind. We usually think of the mind as what's creating thoughts. With our mind, we create ideas and imaginations, and then consciousness is that you're aware of it. You're conscious.
Now, originally, when the consciousness wanted to create or wanted to imagine, that imagination could not continue because there was no duality in the consciousness. Then the consciousness thought of one idea, let me bring in a duality and let me get trapped into that one, then I will be able to imagine further. Thus the illusion came into existence. So that means that was how the brain, body all came into existence. When death happens, brain dies, but the consciousness is in infinity. It has no body at all. It is not a body. But imaginations are there. That's why it is spinning. Based on that imagination, it assumes next body and traps itself into the body. Imagine. It creates an illusion and gets trapped into that illusion. Then it becomes miserable. It thinks it is going to be happy for some time, but it becomes so miserable, then it doesn't know how to get rid of it. That is how now the brain is the biological organ. And then the self became the pure consciousness, wanted to create. Consciousness has this power, creativity. Then it started thinking, imagining. When it started imagining, it became mind. It became mind because thoughts started appearing within itself. So when thoughts appeared, the same thing became mind. So now it is all one thing only. Self, the same self becomes consciousness, the same consciousness becomes mind. From the self only the brain also had come into existence. Because the self wanted, I need something which can solidly help me into this, holding this creation. Otherwise it was getting disappeared.
That's great, Baba. Thank you.
So that's how this illusion came into existence. And now it's so difficult for anybody to get rid of this illusion. It is so strong.
Right. Verse 3. Just as an elephant seeks leaves of the salaki tree, but turns away from the neem tree's bitter leaves, none of the senses please one who rests delighting in the self. And in your comment, you say, a self-realized soul is happy and contented in the self. The moment all imagination cease to exist in the mind, that mind, going introverted, merges with the self and automatically enjoys supreme peace, which is the very nature of the self. Thus, sense objects and physical matter of the world never attract a yogi who is already contented and desireless.
You see, one very important thing, it's so funny, particularly in southern part of India, anywhere in India also, if it is a monk, they think, oh, this monk, we need to take him to a pilgrimage. They invite, we want to take you to such temple, such pilgrimage place. You would love it. It is so wonderful. It comes to, I have seen that thing. After seeing, there is no need for me to see any other temple. So, but they imagine that I need to go to such pilgrimage centers, to that temple, to those things, everything. It is tiring, my God, I don't want to.
I know, Baba, we try to drag you around to beautiful places and we get the same attitude.
So suddenly you invite me, let's go for a trekking, Baba. We will take you on a trekking and we will take you to the waterfalls and all such things. Oh, I have already seen everything that has come out of that thing I have seen. So nothing else really, in truth, in fact, what the scripture talks, nothing can be so enjoyable. Though we do pretend we go for sake of devotees, sometimes we go to the holy river Ganga, have a bath, everybody enjoys, so we are going to Baba, we are going with Baba and Baba pours Ganga water on that. Like that we do, we chant and we go to temples, we go to pilgrimage centers sometimes, people want, so this thing happens. But hardly anything for me there to enjoy because my God is there, it is here, everywhere is there. That is what in Mahabharata's end, Shri Krishna's, after the war was all over, Uddhava tells, Krishna, you totally forgot the Gopikas of Gokulam where you were born. After you left that place, you never went back. It is unfair of you. They all loved you so much as their own child, their God. They considered you the divinity, but you never went back. You are so busy in the mission war, helping Pandavas in the Mahabharata war and so on and on. So you never won. Krishna tells, Oh, okay. If that is the case, you please take the chariot and bring all of them here. If they want to come, tell them your Krishna is calling you. He is in Dwarka. The war is all over now. He is totally free. You all come to him. So Uddhav takes the chariot and goes to Gokulam. He tells ki Krishna is calling, come. The lady says, ki, which Krishna you are talking nonsense? Our Krishna is here. He never went away from here. He is always with us, playing with us. So what Krishna you are talking? Your Krishna, where is this Krishna? Dwarka, where is this Dwarka? We don't know any such thing. Our Krishna is here. Please go.
He's living in their consciousness.
Living in the consciousness. So once you experience that truth, that which has taken so many forms and so many names.
Baba, I noticed going over these verses that you never say self-realized person. You always say self-realized soul. Would you kind of distinguish what's the difference between a self-realized soul and a self-realized person?
I avoid calling a person because a person is always with the physical body, with a name, status. So that is one reason I avoid even using the terminology of God also. I use only divinity, divine at the most. But the moment I use God, for people, a personality comes, a film actor that they would have seen in the movies with all such things. So such imaginations come. So that is the reason here also, the one who has realized means it is the mind which was infinite, which was not this body. It went and merged with its ultimate truth and is there settled. So that's what it is. So then it realized that there was no such personality at all. To tell that I became realized makes no sense, no meaning at all. I never existed. Everything loses, it's all finished. Nothing happened actually.
So the person doesn't become self-realized.
Realized it never happens, it doesn't happen. And there is no person at all. So what is he to become an emperor or king or what it is?
How does a yogi perceive people or persons?
He's well aware it's earth and pitch, and inside is the same space is there. And unnecessarily sometimes or many times this space, which is consciousness, is suffering, is miserable, is sad and is confused and don't know what to do, stressed out, all this happening. So how nice it will be if there also this awareness comes, everybody becomes self-aware, self-realized.
Baba, you said earth and pitch. Is that the same as an earthen pot with space?
Yeah. Picture. That's what is the word written in the book sometimes. It is earthen pot, actually.
Okay. All right, Baba. We'll read verse 4. It's rare to find one in this world in whom no impressions of the past remain and has no desires for the future. Your comments. A real yogi is very rare in the world. Their mind would have become totally purified and does not absorb any imprints. Even the past experiences would have been erased totally. And memory is all stored in the brain, which does not affect the consciousness of a yogi. Their consciousness does not visualize with any desire for the things that they have not experienced. This status is possible only through sadhana of deep meditation and tapas.
Yeah, I say the memory of the past is in the brain as long as this body exists. If we need to recollect or talk about it, that can be recollected. But the consciousness doesn't become a victim of that past anymore. It is done. It was never there for it. And no more it can affect the consciousness, even if somebody tries to remind. So that comes up. But the consciousness no more get attracted, no more registers such a past into itself. So it's all over things. A yogi might talk about what happened in the past also. It is the personality which is talking, but the yogi is not talking anything. In the yogi's consciousness, nothing is there. It is just like he is simply telling a story, that is all. For the yogi, it never happened, it was never there. But still he talks for the world's sake.
Yeah, Baba, for somebody without proper explanation, that could be taken to sound like you're just destroying your mind, your memory, that you've lost all imprints and memories.
You see, imprints and memories or any such thing is erased, but the mind itself is not destroyed. Mind regains the pure form of consciousness. It is there. So the ability to be creative is all there. But its imagination will be to closest to the ultimate truth of self. Such a yogi would like to discuss or answer or talk or create awareness about the self only. So if anybody is interested to talk about the self, ask questions about that, so we can sit and talk. But if they start talking any other topic, we feel like getting up and quietly retire into the room.
So,
So that's what.
Baba, if those memories and impressions, they're erased from the mind. Are they erased from the mind, but they're not erased from the brain? You still have them. Or they're still available to pull up. I mean, you have a great memory.
It is there, but the consciousness now doesn't get affected. It has realized that this is a movie produced by me. So only the negative print is there, that is all.
Okay.
You see, nowadays it's different. In olden days, if you see the movie happening on the screen, it would appear so solid and real. But you go to the projection room where it is being projected, it was only a negative, it used to be a role. If you see that one, there's nothing. Some pictures are there in that one. You would wonder, these pictures created such havoc on the screen. Oh God, this is all such an illusion, such effective, amazing things. Then also I used to wonder when I used to see the negative or a film like that one. This creates such havoc on the screen. Everybody believes that to be the true, and people start crying if anything happens to the hero or anybody. So what is all these things? So that is how you realize, and then you won't get affected anymore.
Baba, what's the fastest way to realize that? How can we do that as quickly as possible?
As fast as you can give up your thoughts and visions. That is the thing. That's where everybody struggles. As fast as you can simply watch.
That is the trick. Takes time and dedication. But it starts here, Baba. These talks, they're very inspiring, and they give direction and motivation and inspiration to what we should spend some of our time doing. Why it's important. Thank you for that. Okay, verse 5. Both those desiring worldly enjoyment and also those seeking liberation are found in the world. But it's very rare to find a great one who neither desires enjoyment nor seeks liberation, being beyond both of them. And you comment, having done sadhana, the one who has achieved real yoga with the ultimate truth has no more desire for worldly enjoyments or even liberation. People cheat people of this world, claiming they're gods. What knowledge of the self can these God's impart. That's the second question, Baba. The first part is, having done sadhana, one who's achieved real yoga with the ultimate truth has no more desire for worldly enjoyment or liberation. Could you how do you continue to function? What motivates you to get up in the morning if you're completely contented? Why would a person body even get out of bed?
Most of the time body mechanically behaves because little bit of consciousness is in touch with the brain. So that keeps the brain active to the minimum that is required, that it can be used. Now, previously we were discussing this brain was an illusion that was created to be in the duality, in relativity, so that the creation can go on. Now once you realize, you fully understand, my God, this brain also was done by me only. It is mine and it has to be my servant and I should be able to use it, not that the brain will use me anymore. That awareness comes. So thus whenever we need, we use it, because a simple ego, an attachment to the master who gave this beautiful knowledge, who trained me like a mother or a father and trained me and looked after me. And before I could get into this world, he made me to realize, inducing me in sadhana in every way. Like I was talking today also in the afternoon, 20 years, all odd jobs I had to do in the ashram means not that I was simply meditating. In the midst, I did get time whenever I used to sit down, read few pages of Yoga Vasistha and then go into meditation. Realize that it is me who has to become quiet. For me to be quiet, just I have to be watching. Like that I did. But all other times, like odd jobs, which not an ashram monk not supposed to be doing, I had to do. But at all times, I never brooded why I should be doing this. So that, what I am trying to tell, so that imagination never occurred to me that I am doing an odd job which I am not supposed to do. There was no such thing. So no ego was there. No selection that I will do in the ashram only this type of work, not that one. Many times boys come to the ashram, they will tell, oh, I will be closer to Baba, I will serve only Baba, I am not going to bother anybody else. But it should not happen like that. Everywhere we have to see the Guru. Whether it was some children we were looking after, some mentally challenged people we were looking after, we saw the Guru everywhere. So thus the mind became aware of that truth and it practiced yoga to remain quiet. That's what we were talking. To get into the self-realization, as fast as you can become quiet. So as fast as you can give up ego, in the world can be the best teacher. Life can be the best teacher to help you to become the commando, to give up all imaginations and just surrender.
Yeah, it beats you up until you surrender.
That's it. Nothing happened in the mind. The mind became realized. It realized itself what it was.
So, Baba, this attaining yoga union with the self, then that's beyond desire and even the any idea of liberation.
You see, as you go closer, these ideas go on dropping. In the beginning, you want to give up desires to the world. For that, you maintain a desire to get liberated. Then as you progress in the mind, as the mind becomes more and more quiet, so it gives all personalities all subtle bodies that I was a businessman, I belong to this caste, I belong to this country, I belong to this family, I belong to this lineage, everything disappears slowly. Then finally, the I also disappears. Then this wanting of liberation also disappears, then you get liberated. You want to sleep, I want to sleep, I want to sleep. Suddenly you would go into sleep and the thought also disappears that you wanted to sleep because you have already slept. Means you have become realized, means that wanting to get liberated idea also disappears because already liberated. That's what here Ashtavakra trying to tell. No desire for liberation also will be there as you go closer once you get it to the thing.
Baba, does that happen just spontaneously? Then you get carried across the threshold? Or because you can't really do anything, can you, at that point?
It happened in stages, perhaps long time practice, what I can tell. Stages means the mind slowly gave up, and sometimes it was hurt, but then quickly it gave up the hurt feelings and realized, and we tried to apply wisdom. This is not needed. This is a service to the master. I'm not doing any favor to these people. I'm serving my master. Like that, we used to assure ourselves. So then that would disappear. So that hurt feelings or misery, anything would disappear. Then I become quiet. I never had anything. Like that, stages, progressively it happened.
So, Baba, it's you're training the mind to surrender. I mean, you must, because when you get to the final, the I is there, I am. You can't desire for the I am to go beyond the I am, but you've trained up to that point to surrender, to let go of holding anything
You
in the
see,
mind.
in the beginning, when I went to ashram for some years, the idea was there I need to do tapas and become self-realized, and then do seva to Swamiji was there. Then slowly Swamiji trained in such a way that idea that I need to do tapas, I need to get liberated, simply went away because the mind was quiet. Simply the vision came because probably the previous resolutions, a residue was there in the consciousness that enabled the manifestation of Swamiji and going into the tapas, so that the last final residue of any iota of vikalpa, what we say, was there, that needed to be erased. For that, it played in the 5 years. In that 5 years, earlier years, it was imagination in the mind, appearance in the mind. But here, when you go into tapas, you lose yourself, your awareness that you are seeing anything, but you become totally engrossed with the manifestation that happens. At that time, your ability to keep quiet, not to react, is the tapas. So that continued for 5 years as a last step to finish that, obtain that workshop experience finally, so that the consciousness settled once for all, effortlessly, naturally into itself.
So, Baba, at that time, when you're completely engrossed in the experience, do you still have an awareness of yourself?
And during that time, you don't have awareness that you are sitting or doing a tapas. That awareness also will not be there.
You're just completely engrossed in the experience. There's no sense of you being there.
Yeah, that manifestation is there, means that strong manifestation is such a strong thing. You become dumbfounded, means you lose consciousness of everything totally. You don't have any idea of what is happening, what you are doing, that you are there or not, also nothing is there.
So you can't really do anything at that point. You're just in the.
But it is there. That means you are there experiencing that manifestation. So that's when you don't react. You didn't react because you had practiced keeping quiet. So you are quiet. So thus you did not react. Then that manifestation disappeared.
Thank you, Babaji. So I'm trying to understand the philosophy a little bit, specifically about you saying you have a right to defend yourself, but then you also tell the story of Angulimala chasing the Buddha and trying to cut off the fingers, and Buddha says, "Yeah, yeah, cut off my fingers, sure, no problem." But Angulimala doesn't want to. Um, so, like, if I might give a hypothetical of like if you're in the forest and you have a gun and someone approaches you with a gun and you think they want to shoot you, do you put your gun down to try and reason with them and risk your life, or do you shoot them first? Like what?
You see, one important thing in history, one time that thing happened with Buddha, with a dacoit, but you must not experiment with everybody who is coming with a gun to shoot you. You should be careful. They will come and shoot and they will go away simply because everybody is not like that Angulimala, dacoit, or everybody is not a Buddha. So these things must not be experimented. So that is where I tell you have a right to defend yourself. You have to see the world is different. So on the battlefield or war field, when there is terrorism is there, you cannot teach them philosophy, you cannot talk them philosophy. If you try to talk like Buddha, they will simply shoot you down, finish. They don't know anything else because they are not ripe. By a chance in the history, that dacoit known as the Angulimala was ripe. His time had come. So he became inspired by what Buddha said. So this must not be experimented in a day-to-day life. So you take care of yourself like that. If you meditate, you will become more matured. So that's what the philosophy is like that one. That's why
Thank
we
you.
tell you have a right to defend yourself.
Okay. And then the other question was, you said once in your talks, eventually, if you plan to meditate for a longer time, it's better to practice sitting on the ground.
If
Um,
it's possible, I would have told, because on the sitting on the ground, your head shall not fall. If necessary, you can sit onto the wall. So on the chair, if at all you go into a deeper meditation, your head is likely to fall down. So you should keep yourself such carefully. Or if at all you need to sit on the chair, you keep a seat belt tied to you would be better so that you don't fall down. So that is all. A little bit common sense is needed. Otherwise, you can sit anywhere and meditate is no problem actually. Right?
thank you.
Take care.
Thank you, Baba. So as you said, as if you want to practice self-realization and doing your getting rid of thoughts, ego, and quieten your mind, how do we achieve this with our daily activity? We have business to run, family to take care. We have lots of goals we set up. So how do we do that along with keeping our thoughts and
See,
ego out?
continue with your life, whatever way of life you have adopted. You have a business, continue with that. You are a householder, continue with that. But you have 24 hours in a day. In that 24 hours, if you can take out 1 hour every day with total dedication, discipline, and patience, practice this meditation, then in due course of time, ability will come to your mind that it will not absorb imprints of the doership. So it will not become miserable. It will not be unhappy. Whatever the results go on coming, you will go on working. You will not be disappointed. You will try again. You will accept the result as it comes and you will try again. Like that, you can be a matured human being achieving peace and a self-awareness will be possible. If you do 1 hour of meditation also, lot of transformation will come.
Thank you, Baba.
Pranamam Babaji. The question I had was, I have heard you say that, and I have heard others too say that when we are sitting for meditation, we need to keep our back straight. And why is that we have to keep our back straight? Like, I mean, I have trouble, like I have trouble keeping my back straight. So I bend a little bit. So is that okay?
Means several things in long course of time that you meditate, you might develop spondylitis or cervicalness. These type of problems might occur. So if you keep it straight, would be more helpful also. Also, the body can fall down sometimes, so that can be taken care. For that reason, we tell you keep the back and neck straight so that you won't affect your physical body also. Also, when the mind gathers 100%, eventually, when it tries to lift the body consciousness of Kundalini also, then without any obstacle, it can happen and they become one mass and then start going towards Samadhi can happen. For that reason, it is advised to keep. If necessary, you can sit onto the wall, you can keep some cushion, some pillow and try so that eventually you practice sitting straight would be better.
Thank you so much, Baba. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Babaji, and all the service for this meeting. I have been at a crossroads in my life for several years about what career to pursue, and I'm gathering that the first piece of suggestion would be for me to do this meditation practice every day for an hour. But following that, one of the things I'm thinking about is relocating to another geography for more opportunity or for more lower cost of living, etc. But in my current geography, my family of origins here, who I care about, and I want to help look after my nieces. So what I feel like what we have been taught is that a lot of the people that we see in our life are kind of an illusion. And should I be focusing on helping a small amount of people that I know personally, or should I be maybe putting myself in an opportunity to help more people that I might not know? It's kind of personal to me, but I don't know if you have any.
You see, finally, this will have to be your decision because you give up one and you take up the other. Both might appear as equally important. Once you take up a decision, do not regret or look back. Like for few people, if you are unable to do, but tomorrow, if you are able to do for more people, if you think that is good for you, you take up and you go ahead, don't look back and don't regret also. So never get confused. Simply do what you want to do and be at peace. All are good. Helping few people also is good. If you can help more people also is good.
Thank you.
Welcome.
There's two questions in the chat, and then
Yeah, we'll
I
take
have
these chat questions and finish. Huh?
I have one question also, please.
Okay. Okay. We'll
First
take.
up, first is in the book Autobiography of a Yogi, Yogananda says he met several saints, some like M, who wrote the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, and his guru Sri Yukteswar, and they gave him experience of Samadhi, which was greatly helpful for Yogananda by touching him gently on the chest. If we pray to Sri Babaji, would he give us such experience of Samadhi, and must he be there present physically?
You see, one thing with due respect to all other saints or monks or whoever it is, these are all myths. Your mind, no other duality can touch you and make your mind quiet. That's what the Samadhi experience means. You have to practice and make your mind quiet. If you read Autobiography of a Yogi, you will understand that yogi's mind was not at all settled peacefully. It was into mythical things, all sorts of superstitious things, manifestations, this, that, everything. So he never realized what the truth is. Samadhi is what that it is. It cannot be given by another person. No guru has given ever. I can prove that one. So it is only a momentary experience. If you touch a certain portion of the body, some thrill might happen to you. That is all, but that doesn't mean that you experience the Samadhi. Samadhi has to be practiced. You have to practice. Know that nobody other will give. That's what my guru said. If any guru tells, I will do it for you all, don't believe any such guru. If the guru says you have to do, Purushartha is known as your self-effort must be there. Such a guru is the only true well-wisher of the seeker.
Okay, Baba, the second question. How to practice consciousness in daily activity? Do we need to concentrate 100% on what we're doing right now, or doing the work we have to remember that I am Atman? Doing this work, please clarify.
You have to practice meditation. That is important. 1 hour every day. In that 1 hour, maximum that you can keep yourself quiet and just watching is what matters. Then it can keep your mind quiet. It will not absorb imprints. Then you can practice also, on and off, in between. Because 100% you cannot be simply thinking, I am the Atman, I am the Atman. Simply by thinking, nothing will come. You need to concentrate on the work that you might have undertaken, the day-to-day activities. Otherwise, you won't be able to undertake. You are driving a car, if you're simply thinking, I am the Atman, I am the Atman, you would have hit a tree. Such thing can happen. You need to focus on the road. Or how will this thing come? So for that, if you meditate 1 hour, then the mind starts remaining quiet and quiet. When you achieve maximum in 1 hour, all the 1 hour, if you can remain quiet in meditation, that is the real meditation. Then it can take care of the 23 hours of your activities. Every day you have to practice like this. When one day when you do tapas, then only the mind will not absorb any thoughts, any imprints. You don't have to be thinking that I am Atman. You will be aware that you are the Atman. That's what it is. Even if you are driving, you will be aware that you are the millionaire. If you are a one, like that, you will be aware that you are that Atman if you practice meditation.
Baba, that he's also asking if there's something that can be done during daily activity. And what about just trying to stay present 100% on what you're doing and not letting your mind,
That
run
is
around?
good. If you have undertaken a work, try to remain focused on that work without giving rise to any anxiousness for the results or without going into a brooding of the past. Try to remain focused on that present work. So that will be very helpful if it is possible for you. That's not really very easy as you talk. Try, but still you try. Try to remain focused, concentrated. As you get exposed to the outside world, it becomes so difficult to remain focused onto one work. But still, trying is no harm. You try. My good wishes and blessings are there.
Baba, I just wanted to finish the second part of verse 5. I started to ask and put it off, and I'll read. This is from the Ashtavakra Gita, chapter 17. People who do magic work and cheat people of this world, claiming they're gods, what knowledge of the self can these gods impart? They simply rob the wealth of their devotees. Would you comment on that?
Ashtavakra also tells the same thing. Imagine Ashtavakra telling in olden days the same thing, you see. In today also we discuss these things.
So, Baba, the part there that I find particularly interesting is what knowledge of the self can these gods impart? And it's kind of like what you were saying. You have to experience it yourself. There's nobody that can give you. They can give you an idea, another imagination. They can give you an experience, but they can't give you the knowledge of the self. You have to stop thinking to do that.
That's what it is, you see. In a particular book, a monk writes, such a person touched me and gave me the experience of Samadhi. neither this person knows what Samadhi is, that means, and the readers also will not understand what Samadhi. They will simply think, okay, somebody can touch and give us Samadhi. Why should I be conducting these Zoom classes? Why should all those masters initiating people into meditation? Ramana Maharishi did not do this. So great masters did not, Adi Shankara did not do it. So all these people never did. My Guru never did any such things. They could have given. Gods who claim themselves to be gods, if they can give self-realization, let them give. Let them stop all terrorism in the world, all conflicts in the world, all wars in the world. Let everybody become self-realized. I'll be the happiest. But that doesn't happen like that. You have to work out. It's your mind. You know whether it is at peace or not. Few years ago, more than 10 years ago, one lady came. I had been to such a saint lady. She says that I am already self-realized. I don't have to do anything. Babaji, do you also think like that? I'm like, I am not here to think anything, madam. You see your mind. It is your mind. Is it quiet and at peace? Then it's fine. If it is not at peace, try to achieve that peace first. Let this self-realization be in a box for a while. Keep it in a locker. Don't bother about it. What self-realization? Is your mind is at peace? Look after that mind first. Don't simply believe somebody is telling that you are self-realized. You don't know what self-realization is. You keep wondering, or you become egoistic. I am already self-realized. You tell your colleagues, your friends, your brother disciple, oh, our Guru said I am already self-realized. I don't have to do anything. So that doesn't happen like this. You will be deprived of self-realization. This is the truth. If you simply believe that Guru, you will be deprived of self-realization. Do you want self-realization? Are you simply happy by a certificate given by a Guru? I can give you 10 certificates that you are self-realized, if you are happy with that.
Thank you, Baba.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you. And all our good wishes.